And will the sound on the album vary much from what we're getting on the EP? I mean, as far as stylistically?
It will, just because it's matured.
Right.
The album itself it's going to be a little bit heavier.
Oh, cool.
And it's just got more to it. Like it's got a lot more flavor to it, and I would say that the EP is just really raw. Like it's me sitting there acoustically, more or less. I mean, it's not it's not an acoustic EP, but that's where it came from. It was, it's very raw, and the album itself is just detailed. It's got a lot of thought behind it. It's a bit of a concept, because all these songs came from my dreams. We had written a song that ended up being kind of like, it brought me back to a moment that I was sitting on my couch and I was so exhausted in my life of things, and basically the album starts with this song that puts me into my sleep.
Oh, okay.
And then every song after it are like a collection of dreams.
So do you call it a concept album?
It's a bit of a concept. I mean, it came from my dreams, and so a lot of it has to do with dreams.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to like dress for the dream album or something like that. You know what I mean? And it hasn't been finished or anything like that, but it does have a bit of a concept to it.
Cool. And earlier you mentioned that you have a wide variety of influences and musical groups that you like.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed, like, on the MySpace page, everybody from Mother Love Bone to Frank Sinatra to Coldplay.
Yeah.
What bands are you currently listening to?
Right now, well, I just went and saw 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, did you?
It
Cool.
was
How was that?
Awesome concert. Yeah, that was great. I love Kings of Leon right now. I think they're fantastic. Incubus, Radiohead. I mean, I listen to everything, I still listen to my old favorites like Pink Floyd and Leonard Skinner and Led Zeppelin and stuff like that.
Is that what you grew up on?
I grew up
like
on that stuff.
rock
Yeah, and
stuff?
then as I got into high school or like middle school and stuff, I got really into like the Seattle bands, like a lot of like Nirvana and Pearl Jam and stuff like that. And I really I love music, so I've got a pretty big selection that I love, but yeah.
And so we can expect a tour then at some point?
Yeah, actually our first tour that we're planning, I mean we've got some little mini tours set up right now, and we're going to be playing around Florida and stuff like that.
Okay.
But the first tour that we're actually going to focus on, right when the album comes out, we're going to go overseas to like Afghanistan and Iraq, and we're going to do a USO tour.
Cool, because I was going to ask you actually about that. You've been over
I
in the
did.
Middle East, right?
And
was that for music or for wrestling?
Just
or?
to go do an appearance
Okay.
and say hello to the troops. And to be honest, before I went over, I didn't really know where I was going. I didn't have a huge political view,
Right.
And I didn't know how I felt about our troops being over there. But going over there, it was a huge spiritual experience for me. And whether anybody supports the war or not, or us being over there or not, we're there.
Yeah.
So for me, the amount of support that they felt and the love that they felt, and just seeing somebody that isn't part of it and that is just coming to say hello, they were so thankful and happy, and I was like, I can't imagine what a better way to kick off Hemme, which is, I'm so American and we're an American band, what a better way to go support the troops.
So this is all lined up and it's already going to be
happening? We're talking about it right now, and I've been talking to the USO people, and they're totally supportive of us doing that. They love the idea, so they're like, yeah, come on over.
And can you talk about when you were over there, where you actually went? I know sometimes stuff is secret.
Well, we were in Afghanistan,
Okay.
and we bounced around to a lot of the different camps out there, but I mean, man, it was like in the middle of nowhere, and just to travel, like we were flying on Blackhawks, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But like just to travel, we had to wear heavy gear and artillery just because they were getting shot at, and a lot of the camps we went to had been hit or had been attacked just days before we got there. So
Wow.
it was scary. I mean, I can't say that there weren't a few moments where I was like, really? Am I really like over here doing this? But it was worth it, and I had actually one of the great songs that I think could definitely be one of the singles on the album came from being over there, and it's really amazing, so I'm excited to share that.
Cool. And back to the album, the forthcoming album that's coming out. Do you have name, release date, any of that stuff?
We have a couple working titles, and I would say, as far as releasing it, I would guesstimate just around March, February, because we're waiting for. Eric is going out on tour with Creed. He's going to be their second guitarist for this little tour that they're doing, their reunion tour.
I heard about that.
So, yeah, it's kind of a big deal. So, right when he gets back, we're going to just get right into the studio and record.
The album is written at this point, or you guys are still kind of...
I mean, we're writing every single day, but we've got at least 30 songs that are ready to go, and we've pretty much set aside our favorites that we would like to record. Right now, we're demoing them out in the house that we're staying in just so that we can hear it back and take them to like other people and get some feedback on them. But we pretty much know what we want. So.
And for the 4-song EP that's currently out, the single was "Don't Give Up." You're not going to do a music video or anything like that.
We might do something for it. It's actually an idea that we've been floating around, and maybe doing something with TNA on it.
Oh, cool.
"Don't Give Up" was one of the first songs that Eric and I, had co-written together, and it's such a great song for us to play, just because it's something in our heart. We're never going to give up on the dream, and that's what we're doing right now. So
cool. And a lot of the fans know that you did have a neck injury earlier. And how is that going? Are you recovered? Are you still kind of in pain?
I actually feel great. Like, I have no numbness in my arms, which is great. And I started working out a couple of weeks ago, and I don't feel it at all. So I'm actually going to get my MRI next week, and going in to talk to TNA at the end of this month about coming back.
Cool. So no definite plans as to when you might be back?
Yeah, no definite plans at this point, but it's really good. I'm in Orlando now, so I'm right down the street from Universal Studios, which is where we tape. I wanted everything to be in the same place, because bouncing around and trying to do both at the same time is just, I was exhausted from it, so keeping everything all together and knowing that my focus and my energy is right there in Orlando it's definitely a good thing.
And you grew up in California, right?
Yep, California girl.
How is Florida compared to California? It's a very different place, isn't it?
It's different, but the thing is that I've since I've been in California, I've been on the road for the past 10 years.
Right, okay.
I've never really been in one place, and it's funny because I've been in the same place for probably about the past 2 months, because all we've been doing is writing and recording. But we've been so focused that I haven't really noticed that I've been in one spot, except every now and again I'm like, man, I want to get on a plane, because I like to just go, So.
Well, Christy, thanks so much for sitting down and talking with us.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it, and we're looking forward to the full-length album. And in the meantime, we encourage everybody to check out the EP, which is available exclusively in digital format on places like iTunes.
Yes.
Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.